and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all ready for some kind of funky, soulful, jazzy, sort of disco music from the 1970s, because today we are getting to an artist that we have never done before on the channel who plays music just like that. And we are going to do BOZ SCAGGS, and the song is Lowdown. This was a great hit back in the mid-70s, and I am so glad that we're finally getting around to BOZ SCAGGS because he is cool. He's got a cool sounding voice, a little bit different than a lot of his contemporaries. So we're going to get right into it today. But before we get going, if you could like the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you really like what I'm doing, you can always hit that super thanks button. Okay, let's get right into it. Lowdown by BOZ SCAGGS. Love that.
Babies into running around, hanging with the crowd, putting your business in the street, talking out loud, saying you bought us this and that, how much you done spent. I swear she must believe it's all heaven sent. Hey boy, you better bring the chick around to the sad, sad truth, the dirty low down. Taught her how to talk like that. Yeah, that big idea. Nothing you can't handle, nothing you ain't got. Put your money on the table and drive it off the lot. Turn on that old love light, turn a baby to a yes. Same old schoolboy game got you into this mess. Hey, son, you better get on back to town. Face the sad old truth, the dirty law down. Put those ideas in your head.
This is just, it starts off, it's just got such a funky kind of cool sound to it with that bass line coming in, and it's really kind of jazzy in a way, but it still has that kind of, at the time, that sort of contemporary disco sound to it, but again, kind of different than a lot of what other people were doing with sort of disco music, because it just seemed to have so much more than just that kind of beat. It had, you know, a much more, like I said, jazzy, soulful, funky kind of sound. And I really like the flute in the song. It's kind of cool. And his voice is very distinctive and it's very different. And I can't really say it reminds me of anybody else because it's just so unique. It's kind of a cool, jazzy kind of voice. It's just, yeah, it's very, very different, and I really like it. When you know BOZ SCAGGS and you hear his voice, you know it's him right away. Oh, let's get right into it. Let's rewind a little wee bit here.
Put those ideas in your head. Come on back down to the sun. Take a low, low have a Jones for this, Jones for that. This running with the Joneses, boy, just ain't where it's at. You're gonna come back around to the sad, sad truth, the dirty low down. Got you thinking like that, boy.
Yeah, that was really cool. It had just a really neat vibe to the song. A lot different, like I said, than a lot of the other disco songs, because I wouldn't really just call this disco. I know at the beginning, at the introduction of this song was written up on the video itself that this was disco, but this wasn't pure disco. Although you could hear that very disco sounding drum in the back, you know, playing on the cymbals, but the rest of it had such different sounds. You kind of had the electric guitar kind of sounding a little jazzy, the flute in there, that funky kind of, like I said, that funky kind of bass line, which was really great. It just had so much more. It was so much richer than just having it just named disco music, because it was actually quite different, even though it did have kind of a cool kind of dancey beat. Anyway, my fun fact for the day is that BOZ SCAGGS actually, he learned to play his first instrument at 9, and he was a cello. And he actually was given a scholarship to the St. Mark's, Texas school. It was a private school. And at this school, he met a fellow musician that would become very famous as well. And this was Steve Miller. And Steve Miller actually taught BOZ SCAGGS how to play the guitar when he was 12 years old. Another little interesting fact about this particular song, this whole album, actually there was a bunch of session musicians who played on this album and toured with BOZ SCAGGS, and they were all friends already, and they had played together with other bands like Steely Dan, etc. And they actually became the band Toto. So I thought that was kind of cool too. And they said if it wasn't for this album, they may not have gotten together quite so quickly. Anyway, that was a blast. I hope you all liked that. If you'd like BOZ SCAGGS, like more BOZ SCAGGS, please put it down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to play more. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me today, and have a joyful day. Bye-bye.